My God, I love the gamer. Every single time I have a bad day and I need a laugh, I go to their publication, and for that time, they become a 3 view up from a 2 view because I'm there and I'm reading their articles, and they are some of the most hilarious stuff that I have ever read on the internet. So here you have one where you get a picture of Elden Rings in the background, right? A good game. Ah, see? You know it's a good game. They know it's a good game. Everyone knows it's a good game, so it goes as the thumbnail. And they dictate to you, like this is like a communicat coming from the Communist Party. It is time to start trusting video game reviewers. I think like they should add or else. I mean, imagine trying to convince people to trust you because your words, actions, and overall ideals aren't good enough to gain their favor. I mean, this is like peak gaming journalism. Like, if this is not a cry of desperation, if this is not the final bark of all the other, I don't know what is. And then you have like the highlights, right? So we don't really have to read the article. We can just look at the highlights. Game journalists often beat difficult games but face criticism and abuse for their reviewers. Yeah. We have seen Polygon being unable to bypass the tutorial of Cuphead, right? Like, I just want you to understand, there have been people that have posted videos on the internet of their like 12-year-old being able to beat the Cuphead tutorial. Look at Kotaku. Like, Kotaku was actually asked to stop with their agitprop bullshit and focus more on making game reviews. And some of them even quit. Like, some of them were like, no, this is way too much for us. Like, you're asking us to actually review video games? What do you think you are? Like, we're some people that enjoy playing them? So I really wonder, like, why the audience thinks this. Like, you gotta understand, okay? Most human beings, like, I don't know how it's like in America, but I can tell you how it's like here in Eastern Europe. Like, most human beings really don't give a fuck about what you say. Like, we genuinely do not care about what you say. What we care is about actions. And I know that, like, political correctness is all about how people say. It's like, probably, like, one of the most common American expression that has been used in the media is like, how can you say that? Okay? We don't give a single fuck about what you're saying. We genuinely don't care. We're looking at what you are doing. Alright? We're looking at the actions. We're looking at how you're responding to things. And that is what matters to us. You want us to start trusting video game reviewers? Start writing good reviews. If you start writing good reviews, people will just flock to your website. Like, why do you think YouTubers are more popular than video game journalists now? Is it because, like, they can puppeteer people? They can hypnotize people like the snake god did to Mowgli? No. It's simply due to the fact that, well, they're putting up better content and people have a choice. They can choose to read Kotaku or they can choose to read publications that are going out of their way to be antagonistic towards their customers. Or they can choose to watch their favorite reviewer like Asmongold, Angry Joe, The Quartering, or whomever has like millions of subscribers, right? And I know like they're sinning because of it. They hate the fact that democracy exists. Like they would like, if it's possible, for people to be chained up in a place and forced to read their publications so that they don't have 2 views watching. Well, one of the copes that I got, one of the biggest copes that I got was that, well, the reason they do this is because streamers are in a video format and people are tired of reading, which is absolute bullshit. I mean, they tried this when they got Frost to also host something related to gaming, right? Why was that ousted immediately? It's because they are so disconnected from the audience. Like, I know this is shocking to most game journalists. I know this is taking them by surprise. People don't like to feel that they're insulted, and people don't like to feel that their hobbies are insulted. So what we want to see is we want to see a presenter that's talking about video games, preferably an ushikushi lady, if you can find that. You know, have her excited about video games, have her like actually enthusiastic about it, and then you're going to have people watching you. Like, why do you think VTubers got this popular? Because like, I had to ask myself this at one point. Like, why is it that VTubers got this popular? Was it the anime Avatar? And the answer is no. Like, what actually got me watching people like Amelia Watson from HoloLive was that This was a girl that was unironically ecstatic about video games. Like, she was toxic, she was like a normal gamer, and she just enjoyed playing video games and sharing that content online. And because of that, she was rewarded with millions of subscribers. It's literally all you gotta do. Like, it's not that complicated. Although, granted, the state of the gaming industry from current year, I do agree that that may be a problem because there's literally not that many games to play. But if you were to play like some old games or something like that and actually be enthusiastic and excited about it, you will get people watching you. Now, when it comes with reviews, right? The only reason that I care about a review is to tell me if I should buy the game or not. It's literally that, right? Like, it's not that complicated. I don't have that much money, right? Like, I'm not the most wealthy person on earth. And all I need to know is, like, do I spend my $120 on this game or not? So when the reviewer comes out and either lies to me that it's a good game when I buy the game, it doesn't even work on launch, right? If they tell me that Forspoken is the bestest ever, and then it turns out that a game is so shit that it destroys the studio, yeah, I'm not going to trust them further. And secondly, if they talk about nonsense that I don't give a fuck, it's like, oh, this studio that makes Wukong is filled with racist misogyny. It's like, what does that have to do with the game, okay? If they're committing crimes, call the cops. If they're abusing their employers, make sure they have a union or something. I personally, the only thing that I care is to buy a product that's working. That's it. Is it working and is it fun? That's where my money is going. And that's what I want from you to know, that the only thing required of a reviewer is to actually review the game and not the morality of the people doing that, okay? That's up to the Catholic Church to decide. Like, if the Catholic Church decides that the people who are making Wukong are sinful and they have transgressed against God and they're immoral individuals, like, that's between them and God. But what's between them and me is the product. And is it the product we're purchasing or not? To find trustworthy game critics, look for those with similar tastes and opinions to yourself. Yeah. This is why everyone is finding YouTubers. Like, they just don't understand why Asmongold is so popular. They just can't wrap their hands around it. It's like, what? And the thing is, like, Asmongold isn't doing something extraordinary, right? Like, he is not the Illuminaire of our era. It's not like when we pass away, books will be written about Asmongold the Great. No, he's just like an average guy doing average things. But in the current culture, that is already way beyond the pale. Like, that is doing way more than enough. So that's why he's so popular, right? And all these game journalists that are working for corporations with multi-millions of dollars, marketing teams, ability to contact people from social media, to cause influence, unlike any YouTuber can, they're unable to keep up. And they're really upset about it, and all of their business models are dying. So this is why people do not trust video game reviewers. In fact, I'm willing to bet video game reviewers don't trust other video game reviewers. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.